Welcome guys, it's your registered nurse over here. In this video, we'll be doing an overview of the nervous system. Talking about the nervous system, the nervous system is a system that works in hand with the endocrine system in order to maintain homeostasis. And when we say homeostasis, homeostasis simply refers to a state of balance between the internal and external environment of the body. Now, the nervous system comprises of various organs and structures, but the functional unit of the nervous system is referred to as the neuron. So this is the functional unit of the nervous system, and we refer to it as the neuron, also called the nerve cell. The nervous system consists of various structures, which includes the brain, the spinal cord, the spinal nerves and its branches, the ganglia, the enteric plexus, and the sensory nerve, or the sensory nerves, and so on and so forth. These are the various structures that makes up the nervous system. Now, amongst all the structures that makes up the nervous system, remember we said we have the brain, the spinal cord branch, that's the spinal nerve, the cranial nerves, the ganglia, the enteric plexus, and the sensory nerves. Amongst these structures that make up the nervous system, only the brain and the spinal cord are made of the central nervous system, which is a part of the nervous system, while the other part of it, that these other ones, are part of the peripheral nervous system. Now, the central nervous system is so referred to because it is the basic unit of the nervous system. They are the major components of the nervous system. Not only that, because they are located in the central region of the body. The brain is located within the skull, that is in the cranium, that's it, within the skull, and the spinal cord is located within the vertebral column, which is also a protective covering for the spinal cord. While the cranial nerves arises from various parts of the brain, the spinal nerves arises from the spinal cord, which we can represent to be in this form. These are the spinal nerves. While the ganglia are like structures that extends from the spinal cord or cranial nerve. That is, they are the extension, that the parts that extends immediately outside the central nervous system. So we can signify them with this over here. These are the ganglia in this region, and so on and so forth. They are located immediately outside the central nervous system, that's the brain and the spinal cord. The enteric plexus are found within the digestive system. So the function of the enteric plexus is to control the activities of the digestive system, while the sensory nerves functions in sensation, that is various sensation within, well, they are mainly found within the skin, and they help in sensation such as heat, pain, pressure, whatever it may be. That's what they function in: sensing, taste, hearing, and so on and so forth. That is their main function. Now, the functions of the nervous system can be classified into three. We have the sensory function, the integrative function, and the motor function. These are the basic three functions of the nervous system. Sensory function simply refers to the ability of the nervous system to pick up impulses, and then they are sent to the brain. That is, when you come in contact with an hot object, the moment they come in contact with it, now that impulse is sent directly to your brain, and within the brain or within the spinal cord, it is what the impulse is interpreted. That is, upon sensation, now heat, for instance, let's take for instance a sensation like heat. You come in contact with an hot object now, and upon contact with it, now the impulse is sent into the spinal cord for interpretation. If the spinal cord does not interpret it, sometimes they are spinal impulses and they are interpreted within the spinal cord. If the spinal cord does not interpret it, it can go further to the brain for interpretation. And once this impulse is being interpreted or is being processed, that is the moment you sense that impulse, it is called what? Integrative function. So integrative function of the nervous system simply refers to the ability of the individual to sense the impulse or to have a perception of that impulse and to process the impulse. While the next one now is the motor function. Motor function simply refers to your response to that impulse which you have received. So it might be contraction of muscles or secretion from glands and so on and so forth. So this motor function now, when you come in contact with hot object, you quickly remove your hand. That is what? Contraction of muscles. While another instance, the pupillary dilation, when you come in contact with light, the light gets into your eyes, you sends impulse to the brain, and then the impulse is sent back, causing pupillary dilation. So those are the basic functions of the nervous system. In summary, we have three: sensory, integrative, and motor function. Sensory means coming in contact, that is getting the impulse, while integrative means perception of the impulse, and motor refers to your response to that impulse which has been received. So these are the brief overview of the nervous system. Remember, the nervous system is divided into two: the central nervous system, which are the brain and the spinal cord, while the peripheral nervous system, which are the spinal nerve, cranial nerve, ganglia, enteric plexus, and the sensory nerve. So this will bring us to the end of the overview of the nerve.